oh, I haven't been doing it for that long. Do I belong? Is this really
No,
meant
no.
for me? Am
Okay,
I
okay.
built for this?
No,
If,
that's
if I was to, if some guy was to toss me a couple of melons and I grabbed them midair and started juggling them and found out that I was amazing at juggling and found the most pleasure in life through juggling, I wouldn't be afraid to switch careers, but I don't really see that happening anytime soon.
right.
Welcome to episode 7 of CurryBurger, a collaborative podcast about art and life between entertainment designers and friends Adam Fitzpatrick and Sammy Saha. I hope you like the sound of my voice, because this week I'm talking all about myself, my history, a little bit of how I got into art in general, and some of the doubts and things that bothered me when I was first beginning and starting out. Hopefully this week will not only give you an introduction to myself, but it'll also help you if you have any kind of struggles or doubts right now in your artistic journey, especially to those beginning and starting out. But without any further ado, let's get started.
I'm pretty much sure the audience also wants to know about how you got started, what's the story from your side. So yeah, just say us what inspired you, what got you into art, and also say what brought you to today's Adam and what you do.
Yeah, okay. Sure. I'll just try to condense that to a pretty quick little synopsis of me. So I grew up actually, I did a little bit of drawing, but I actually grew up reading a lot more than drawing. And when I was in middle school and high school, I just really started devouring comic books. I love the art. I just couldn't get enough of them, East and West. I just really liked all forms of that visual narrative, the storytelling that comics do. So unique to themselves. But I also just really, really liked the black and white comic books. I remember that the most cost-efficient bang for your buck comic book that my parents could buy were these compilations called The Essentials that would just take Spider-Man the 1st to the 50th issue and put them all together, but just the inks, so you wouldn't get any of the colors. It'd just be a book of black and white. Same with Daredevil, Iron Man, and so I just really fell in love with this contrast with this black and white, and the art was fantastic. And I still have just this place in my heart for black and white over color in a lot of ways. That was reinforced dramatically when I found Japanese comics, and almost all of their stuff is tone, value, black and white. I mean, these people are crazy. They can make, a drawing of noodles look like this wet, shiny, glistening, glorious meal. And it's just ink. There's no color or shine. It's just inks, and I love it. So I really got into drawing after reading so many comic books and saying, I want to try drawing. And I can distinctly remember I was around 15 or 16. Just one night, I grabbed a comic and I just copied some faces. And I don't know what happened, but just the next day I decided I'm going to do that again. I'll probably become an artist. And it kind of, like, from that point on, I still didn't quite take it seriously, but I just had in the back of my head, it was like, yeah, I want to be an artist.
But
so it really started with that. But I didn't take it seriously, and I didn't know how to take it seriously either, which was a big problem.
so when did you totally yeah, this is the call, I want to go? What was it calling?
Well, that's a good question. I'd say that it was probably my junior year of high school. I was about 17, and I just realized, if I want to do this, I need to start working hard at it. And I realized that I'd have to work hard. I saw some people post their progress over the years and some of their homework that they had done, and I just noticed a very common pattern. I was like, it's just a lot of time and a lot of work, and that's across the board. Everyone that's good did that. They just worked for a really long time, and they did a lot of stuff. So I knew what I had to do. But it was another matter in terms of actually doing it. The struggle to become disciplined took me years, and I still struggle with it. I think we always do, and we always will. But it was probably around 17, and I remember actually having a lot of doubts in terms of becoming an artist, a lot of them. And I haven't met a lot of people that were in kind of my same position, but I'm sure there are some out there, and hopefully this will help them a bit. But I drew a little bit when I was a kid. It's kind of impossible not to. But I was not one of those people that, gets interviewed and, when did you start drawing? Oh, ever since I could lift a pencil, I've been drawing. That wasn't me. I much rather would walk outside and think or imagine things, or even do a lot of writing. I was not always a drawer or an artist with a pencil, but that caused me a lot of serious doubt and insecurity when I was starting around 15 or 16, which is funny now looking back, thinking like, oh man, you were so young as a 15-year-old and you thought that it was too late, but that's honestly that was honestly the feeling, because I kept seeing all these artists that were like, I've been drawing since I was a kid, and I'm like, well, I'm not a kid. I started drawing when I was 15 or 16, and I felt like I wasn't validated in terms of my desire to become an artist, because any great artist starts when they're a kid.
So basically, you want to say when you was like growing up, you're like you knew what you want to do because you love this form or something, but you were not sure of like how to get there or something, So that's same with me, So it's that's so awesome. Like you just you had the balls to follow your dream. I like to call it like that way, We had the balls to do what we had. And
yeah, I mean, I suppose the thing is, though, it's tricky because I loved comics, and that's kind of what I wanted to get into. But I have now since then done quite a bit of comic book work, at least personal comic book work, and I still love it. But the reason why I've ended up in concept design, and really the big reason why I want to eventually get into viz dev for animation, hopefully, or games or anything, really just that visual development side was always my favorite part of the comic book process of preparing. I liked writing the story. I enjoyed executing the comic book, but the place where I found the most excitement and enjoyment was when I was creating, like, what characters am I going to show? What do these guys wear? Kind of that world building aspect of, what does the ship look like? What does this location look like? All that stuff. So when I found out that there were actually jobs that required that kind of thing, I pretty quickly said, all right, comics are going to be side projects for the meantime. All right, that was episode 7 of CurryBurger. I hope you liked it. If you did, consider subscribing or check us out on Facebook or SoundCloud. Every link is in the description. We'll be uploading a new video every Friday. And other than that, I hope you guys have a good weekend and good luck on your own projects. Bye.